Hey, Macklemore, can we go thrift shopping?
What, 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 what.
Located in Phoenix Park, Dublin, Dublin Zoo is the largest zoo in Ireland. It is one of the oldest zoos in the world, opening in 1831, and is one of Dublin's most popular attractions. As you can see, Dublin Zoo is large, covering 69 acres, which are divided into areas based upon animals that reside there. It is important to people that Dublin is to preserve the zoo. You can see recently a timbered frame lodge built in 1833 was fixed up to original form. In addition, if you look at in the center of the zoo, Hudson House, a Royal Zoological Society sanctuary was also restored. In the house, 10 wild animal dens, tea rooms, and a lecture hall. The hall was built in 1898. In the zoo endangered species area, it houses fruit bats and endangered species which feed on fruit. They excrete the fruit seeds and thus help the rainforest sow its own seeds. The African plains were opened in 2001 and around you see holds aurochs, white rhinos, giraffes, zebras, and ostriches. If you look, you can see the animals are all found in large outdoor fields. Now you can see the fringes of the Arctic section zoo where animals live in water or cold climates live. If you look around, you can find among other animals penguins, Arctic foxes, otters, and tigers.
Here I am on the amazing cliffs of Moher. It is one of Ireland's top attractions. The cliffs go up 214 meters high and go for 8 kilometers. The cliffs of Moher are home to one of the major colonies of cliff nesting seabirds in Ireland. The area was designated as a Special Protection Area, SPA, for birds under the EU Birds Directive in 1986. Included within the designated site are the cliffs, the cliff-top maritime grassland and heath, and a 200-meter zone of open water directly in front of the cliffs to protect part of the birds' feeding area. The designation covers 200 hectares and highlights the area's importance for wildlife. Here I am on the very grass that arguably the best team in the world, FC Barcelona, plays. That's right, Camp Nou, one of the most famous football stadiums in the world. The stadium officially opened September 24, 1957. The stadium has an amazing capacity of 121,749 people. Although the stadium is obviously used for soccer games, it also has some different purposes, such as a mass hosted by Pope John Paul III, and Michael Jackson made an appearance during his Bad World tour.
Seen beautifully behind me is the Picos de Europa range of mountains found here in northern Spain. Picos de Europa means peaks of Europe. The range is located 20 kilometers from the northern coast of Spain. As part of quadrillion chains of mountains, most believe they were the first land seen by sailors returning from America. Most of the range lies within the Picos de Europa National Park, which means Oxford. The ranges has 3 large peaks, the central, eastern, and western. The central is separated by the western by only 0.93 miles, with what you see is a gorge and the village of Chain at its top. Is a canal running through the gorge that has a small path that you can be used for a very scenic walk.
I was 7 years old when I got my first pair, and I stepped outside.
The 27th Annual Olympics were held in London this year. I'm in the very gym where Chris Paul and the USA national team took gold The U.S. had an amazing total of 104 medals this year, leading all countries. The country with the next highest only had 99, which was China. And the host, Great Britain, finished third with 65 medals. There was a total of 36 sports played, including the newly added handball. It was only the first year where every country had at least one female athlete. All in all, the games costed about an estimated $15 billion.
We could not make it to the Stonehenge. The Stonehenge is a monument in Wiltshire, England. Stonehenge is world famous and what is left of a ring stone set within mound. It is a structure busts a series of timber and stone structures that were remodeled over a period of 2,000 years. Archaeologists believe that Stonehenge dates back to around 3000 BC. When it was built, a 108 feet in diameter circle was made using 13 feet tall and 6.5 feet wide sandstones was made. Later, 10 more sandstones in the shape of a horseshoe were added. Later, a horseshoe of a smaller stones was added between the outer boulder circle and the horseshoe. In addition, 2 circles of holes were added, which are called the Y and Z holes.
Here I am on one of the most famous churches in the world, Notre Dame de Paris. It began construction in 1163 and finished in 1250. The Notre Dame de Paris is the most famous monument in France, even beating out the Eiffel Tower. It includes 2 69 feet tall towers, a 500-year-old bell called the Emmanuel, and its legendary gargoyles. The stained glass windows within Notre Dame are very significant, and a number of them date from the 15th century when the cathedral was constructed. In some people's opinion, Notre Dame's collection of stained glass is not as impressive as those in other French cathedrals. As you can see, this is a very important piece of French history.
For various reasons, we could not make it to the Great Dune of Pila. The Great Dune of Pila, located in Akron Bay area in France. This dune is the tallest sand dune in Europe. You can see the gigantic, measuring 500 meters in width, 3 kilometers in length, and soaring 107 meters above sea level. Looking over the dune, you feel like it comes out of nowhere, and it is not what you would expect to see here. The dune is also very beautiful, making it very famous for a place for tourists. More than 1 million people come out here each year. The dune is lined by the Atlantic Ocean, and to the north is the Akron Bay. The outline makes it for a spectacular view. The 972 miles seen before you are known as the Azores, that include 9 islands, of all which are volcanic. They are some of the tallest mountains on the planet. This area is located directly west of Lisbon, Portugal. These islands were colonized in the middle 15th century and are placed for refueling and stop point for commercial airlines, cruises, ships, and even private yachts. You will be offered local cheese, good red and white wine, and delicious tropical fruit while here. Tourists love the area. About 246,746 people live here, and it has its own government, dominated by the 2 largest Portuguese political parties, the Social Democratic Party and the Socialist Party. While visiting, you may be able to participate in carnivals that are fun series of parties and you can enjoy music, colorful costumes, and makes and floats. As you look around, you may also see ballrooms and one of
Here I am on one of the most famous visitors' destinations in Portugal, a place they like to call Algarve Coast. Lying along the southernmost region of the country, it is known for its coastline that stretches over 100 miles filled with sand. Algarve Coast is the main reason why during the summer the economy in the region skyrockets. The population doubles during the summer as the number of visitors flock to enjoy all the benefits offered along the coast. You can even go on a cruise. This region is not only famous for its calm and warm sea, it also visited for their fishing villages and fish markets. Visitors love to walk through the narrow streets and enjoy the sight of whitewash houses with their famous Moorish-inspired chimneys. There are still a number of things you can enjoy in Algarve, like play a round of golf or visit historical structures like churches and museums.
Hey, knock one more. Can we go thrift shopping?
What?
That's right.
The route.
Charlie.
Listen more. Right, oh my god. As you can see, this
Our spectacular view.
here I am on one of the most. Oh my god!
What are you doing?
So you can hear you better, dude.
Oh.